Kyoko.
Hide.
Tokyo Shadow, published by Taito in September 1996 on PlayStation, is a horror adventure game that blends live-action footage with computer-generated imagery. Tokyo Shadow features a distinctive, fragmented narrative structure, where the adventure is revealed in pieces through a system of multiple scenarios with numerous branches that lead to around 40 different endings, with the story evolving in response to the player's decisions. Tokyo Shadow is an adaptation of a 4-volume science fiction fantasy novel written between 1994 and 1996 by Aya Nishitani, the original author of the digital devil story Megami Tensei Saga, and published by Dengeki Bunko, with the leitmotif "The Gates of Hell Have Opened." A radio adaptation aired between 1995 and 1996 on Nippon Cultural Broadcasting, a drama performed by members of the game's cast, with music by avant-garde jazz trumpeter Toshinori Kondo. Set in the heart of Shibuya, Tokyo, the tense storyline depicts a district shrouded in mystery that evokes both its enigmatic past and its unique geography. 1,500 years ago, a mysterious man named Megiddo appeared on the shores of Japan. Gifted with supernatural power and worshipped as a god, he unified the Kanto region and civilized its people, but soon revealed himself as a bloodthirsty tyrant. After centuries of terror, the Shibuya clan finally managed to defeat him, but even beheaded, Megiddo's body continued to move. Afraid of a curse, the people buried him in a gigantic sarcophagus and sealed the tomb beneath a sacred pine named Yoyogi, the eternal tree. Over the centuries, the tree became Shibuya's beating heart. But in May 1945, amid Tokyo's bombing, an American B-29 struck the 1,500-year-old Yoyogi tree, setting it on fire. At that same moment, a red lightning bolt streaked across the sky above the imperial capital, and a strange roar echoed in the distance. With Japan's fall, the US Army raised a military base upon the site of the sacred Yoyogi tree. Before long, people begin to disappear around the base. From the depths of an ancient tomb, a mysterious creature is unearthed. Indestructible, the creature turns out to be the distorted remnant of Megiddo, driven by a resentment that has burned for 1,500 years. The US Army turns to Dr. Takagi, descendant of the Shibuya clan, a visionary scientist and master of bioengineering, said to have unearthed from ancient scrolls the secret of Megiddo's one weakness. The US Army succeeds in driving Megiddo into a corner, yet on the brink of the final operation, he suddenly disappears. Dr. Takagi disappears soon after. The army destroys the ancient tomb, seals the underground cave, and hands the land back to Japan. 50 years later, a new red lightning bolt tears through the sky above Koendori, an omen of the curse. Suddenly, new disappearances strike Shibuya. The police assign Kyoko Takagi, a 21-year-old crime prevention officer and descendant of the Shibuya clan, to track the entity. Her ancestors had once planted the sacred Yoyogi tree, whose roots still bind Megiddo's sarcophagus. What she doesn't realize is that Megiddo has returned. The player takes on the role of Hide, Kyoko's boyfriend, who is asked to join her outside the 109 Live House in Shibuya. He is brutally murdered at the beginning of the story and returns as a spirit. Realizing that Kyoko is also in danger, he decides to protect her and prevent the resurgence of a 15-century-old evil. As a wandering ghost, he races desperately to save her. In the mid-1990s, Japan widely explored the possibilities of interactive CD-ROMs, taking advantage of their storage capacity to include full-screen videos and CD-quality audio tracks. Tokyo Shadow is spread across 3 CD-ROMs, including a bonus disc featuring a making-of feature and on-set photos. The game boasts an impressive cast. Actress Mai Hosho plays Kyoko, Ayumi Kikuchi portrays Akiko, a literature student and heir to the Shibuya clan, and Isabel Eves as Catherine, an American student drawn to the ruins buried beneath Shibuya. Gameplay alternates between live-action FMV sequences and interactive sections in which the player selects actions and dialogue at decisive points in the story. Each decision brings immediate consequences, a proper route, an unexpected death, or a narrative sidetrack. Some sequences take the form of multiple-choice traps, choose the wrong door, or rely on the wrong NPC, and it results in immediate death. Bad choices frequently result in death, yet simultaneously unlocking new arcs, and the player must experiment and embrace failure as part of progress. Hide's own death is directly integrated into the gameplay, as each failure becomes an additional narrative fragment. The inner logic of Tokyo Shadow compels the player to play the game again and again in order to unlock all endings and scenarios. Some endings open up new choices in subsequent playthroughs, leading to hidden endings, and the game records which ones the player has already experienced. For instance, Scenario B opens on the same path as Scenario A, but this time the magic shop, previously closed, has become available. Even the bad endings contribute to enriching the game's progression and narrative exploration. Each playthrough unlocks new branches, encouraging the player to replay in order to reconstruct the complete storyline. Uncovering all the multiple endings reveals the complete story, granting Tokyo Shadow exceptional replay value. The deliberately fragmented pacing moves between dramatic live-action scenes, theatrical dialogue, and sudden, absurd deaths. When a scenario ends, even with a bad ending, the game displays the path taken, from which the player can select precise moments to replay and restart the adventure from the scene of his choice. Key items obtained during each scenario, such as the Dotaku ritual bell, a Bible, salt, holy water, keys, or lab data, have a strong impact on the branching paths and can unlock specific endings. Kyoko, Akiko, and Catherine, the three young women alongside the player, can each be protected, betrayed, sacrificed, or rescued, with their fate having a direct impact on the ending. The 5 major scenarios that make up this labyrinthine saga each develop their own narrative logic centered on the myth of Megiddo, while exploring a key theme: myth, folklore, science, alchemy, or apocalypse, in the style of a serialized manga. Replayability, far from being a mere gimmick, becomes a necessity. To uncover the truth, the player must replay and piece together every fragment of the puzzle. Scenario A, Gate of Hell, acts as the introduction, establishing the game's setting. Mandatory, it always marks the starting route of any new playthrough. It introduces the fundamental gameplay mechanic and sets up the cycle of resurrection system and branching loops. The player takes on the role of Hide, killed at the very beginning of the adventure, yet reborn as a wandering spirit. He ventures into Shibuya and its underground, trying to protect Kyoko while confronting his own spectral condition. He realizes that his choices dictate his fate: to ascend to heaven, fall into hell, or succeed in saving Kyoko. Scenario B, Sacred Tree, explores the mythological roots of Yoyogi and its connection to the B-29 crash. Through the magic shop, the player enters a realm steeped in an atmosphere where ancient rites and folklore entwine. The outcome is shaped by the player's spiritual alliances with guardian statues and the Dotaku, and on how quickly the player manages to reach Kyoko. To reach the good ending, Hide must cooperate with the Sacred Tree's spirit, a metaphor for Tokyo's roots standing against modern chaos. Scenario C, Immortality, delves into science and its hubris, exposing its excesses and its control over living flesh. Unlocked through the Livehouse, this scenario, darker in tone, guides Hide into Dr. Takagi's laboratory. The pursuit of immortality manifests through grotesque experiments, zombies, clones, auditory illusions, and psychological manipulation. The player must resist temptation, endure pain, and confront the betrayal of loved ones. The ending is determined by Hide's decision to surrender in resignation, to seek vengeance, or to hold on to the memory of his grandfather. Scenario D, Alchemy, explores faith and the duality between trust and suspicion. Unlocked through an underground split, Hide obtains a Bible, encounters a mysterious woman with the semblance of an angel, and makes use of holy water said to contain an occult virus. Suspended between belief and deception, trust and suspicion, this scenario delves into the theme of spiritual alchemy: faith as a force of transformation, doubt as a seed of corruption. Success depends on preserving the Bible and maintaining belief in the holy water. Scenario E, Grand Final, becomes available only after multiple playthroughs, by visiting the magic shop and by assisting a suspicious man. It serves as the saga's conclusion, synthesizing the previous arcs and leading to the ultimate confrontation with Megiddo in an underground base where Hide reunites with his companions. Akiko's fate plays a decisive role. Killing her, losing her, or saving her directly affects the conclusion. Hide joins forces with Captain Thomas, the spirit of the 1945 crash, in a final attempt to seal Megiddo, but may fail to contain him. This final arc brings together the major themes of the earlier scenarios and delivers the canonical ending. Megiddo is finally sealed, though not without heavy sacrifices. Tokyo Shadow is an experimental gaming experience, at once confusing yet fascinating. It portrays a clash between mythological past and urban modernity, while exploring familial transmission, heritage, love, and sacrifice. Grotesque, experimental, yet visionary, Tokyo Shadow blends chaos with mythological depth. The narrative develops dramatically and evolves according to the player's many choices. The feeling of achievement that comes from making choices which enrich the story, coupled with the surprise of sudden twists, creates a rare sense of satisfaction. The game's cutscenes are visually stunning, mixing live action and computer-generated images, often grotesque and even bloody. They infuse the player with the tension and terror that belong to the very essence of horror cinema. The immersion of these sequences creates a powerful experience, giving the disturbing impression of standing within the film. Presented with a documentary feel, Shibuya is nonetheless tainted by Japanese myths. The Koshin statues, the sacred Yoyogi tree, temples, and apocalyptic visions. The game presents a bizarre blend of horror cliches, distorted imagery, ancestral demons, underground cults, angelic visions, and American soldiers battling monsters under Shibuya, all wrapped in a patchwork of genres, from horror and science fiction to folklore, crime, and grotesque. Still, the tone stays quirky throughout, with intentionally overacted performances, narrative inconsistencies, and bizarre insertions such as the enigmatic Osaka Shadow clip discovered in the thug's hideout. The deliberate B-movie vibe is matched by an audacious aesthetic. Tokyo Shadow takes the form of an experimental interactive movie in which the player advances through trial, death, and rebirth, driven by curiosity and the urge to explore the narrative, with each death becoming part of the puzzle.
京子、
ヒデ、
今の誰や？
それがね、
なんや仕事か。しゃあないな。
最近渋谷でね、若い子がたくさん行方不明になってんねん。そのうちの何人かがこの店の常連で、お客さんのふりして調べてくれって言うねん。ごめんね。
そっか。そんなら僕も一緒に行ってええやろ。その方が怪しまれへんで。
そらあかん。ヒデはそういうことに慣れてへんねんから。こんなんやってる場合ちゃうわ。